welcome back to yet another Britgrid intermediate blender class. There we go, I managed to say it without getting my pointers in a bunch this time, so that's good. Let's continue with our modular building that we were working on last time. Now I've had a bit of a play around with the file just to work out the best way of duplicating this bottom building section that we've been making, and I think probably the best way to do it is to hide some of the geometry that we don't actually want to see. So let's do that. So if I go into the side section, I can just B for box select. I'm going to box select all this bottom section. I'm going to shift and deselect these corner pieces. We don't actually need to see those, so excuse me. So let's do that in each case, if we can, if it will let us. Should just be able to. Maybe not. Maybe it won't let us. Let's try. Yeah, that's being a bit pedantic. Maybe if I go into the excuse me, into the select mode. No, don't like it. Okay, alright, let's try it a different way then. So press A a few times, tab out of that. Well, we want those two bits, and we want these bits here, and we want these bits here. Just box selecting that, and for some reason we're box selecting big chunks. I don't quite know why that is. I would love to know. Let's do it in. It shouldn't do that by rights. It shouldn't select, because I've not got X-ray mode on. So let's try that again. I seem to be very coffee today, so please excuse me. So those bits are there, and we can select from the back of the building as well, those bits there. Now I'm just going to press on my number pad the / key, which just isolates the bit that we've got selected basically. I think they refer to that as local view, something like that. You can see that I've got my snap to tool turned on. Currently we're set to snap into vertexes in the closest. So we just need to, let's go back to our, okay. Excuse me. Let's go back to that one. Go into wireframe mode now. I should be able to box select that. I'm just going to set the geometry, set the origin to the geometry, just because it makes it a little bit easier. And yep, so we're looking at that from the front. I'm just using my number pad keys to select the front view. So we can do a Shift D and then a right click, and then we can move this bit across and snap it, and Shift D again, right click, move it across, snap it. You can see where this is going, can't you? And I think probably Shift D, right click, move it across and snap it. And I think we can probably, let's do a box select on that. B for box, grab it all, there we go. And we will do a Shift D again. Woohoo! We're getting good at that. And we want to flip that all around. So we can go to our widget, our rotate widget, and number pad keys to get the right view. Press down on control. Rotate it 90 degrees, looking up in the top left corner for 90. There we go. And we want to go back to our tool there. I'm going to go into edit mode now, mainly because, and vertex select, I'm going to select everything like that. I'm then going to select this top vertex, and that's fine. So now you need to snap it to this little corner point in there. Don't know how well you can see that, but we'll give it a try, shall we? So let's move it down a bit, let's move it across a bit. Whee, there it goes. Across a bit here. Have we missed it? Yeah, just by a little bit. So move it across a bit. So we need to get it. Ah, see, that's not really behaving itself, is it? So let's see if we can get it lined up. No, don't want to. Let's move it across manually. Let's try. Okay, nope, still not wanting to play properly. Maybe if we move it up a bit. Well, that's roughly the area that we want to, yeah, snap it to. But we want to, actually that's a bit high. What we want to do is move it down and snap it to, maybe we need to set that to active. Let's try that. Move it across. It's almost in the right place. Move it down. Yeah, doesn't want to go, does it? Sometimes it's a bit pernickety. Yeah, that really doesn't like it. We could try snapping to edges. It might snap to an edge. Let's go into object mode. Let's do object apply all transforms. Let's do object set origin to geometry. Back into edit mode. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, cover your ears. I'm gonna. Oh Lord. Oh dear. Excuse me. I'm suffering a bit with hay fever and such like. Oh. Oh, I hate that when you're gonna sneeze and you don't know if you're gonna sneeze or not. And you're like, oh. Let's try this again. So, funny enough, that doesn't seem to be. Let's do project onto self, move, rotate, active, edge. Let's try the vertex thing again. We're not doing great on this. Oh, maybe that's. Maybe if we try it in a different view. Okay, well it's kind of snapping to the right place there. Let's move it up a bit. Oh, look at that. See? Just a matter of getting the view right. Is that correct though? That is what we're asking ourselves. Does that look correct? It doesn't actually. I think we need to move that down. Yeah, and we need to move it across. Like that. Now that looks. That still doesn't look right. Ah, lordy. What does it? Actually, I think I know what. Yeah, no, it's all totally the wrong way round. It's ask about what's it? Ask about face. Well, let's flip it over. Let's move it to this side because then it'll be the right way round. Oh, funny as. Let's see if we're looking a bit better on this side. Let's choose a different vertex to play with. That one. Look at that, perfect, absolutely perfect. Couldn't have asked for nicer. And we'll do geometry to the what's it. So object mode, object, set origin to geometry. Yep, that'll do. And we want to dupe it, so Shift E, right click, move it across the other side, go into that view, whatever that view is. From, it does tell us somewhere. Front orthographic, lovely. And we can do that for our rotate widget. Press on Control, rotate it around. We're looking for 180. Oh, I'm not pressing Control. Now I'm pressing Control. 180. There we go. Tickety boo. Back onto the little widgety thing. Move it down a bit. Have we got a face on here? No, we haven't. So I'm going to work from this side. So I'm going to shift select that one, go into edit mode, select that vertex there, and I'm going to try to snap it onto this corner section. Let's see how well we do with that. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And so now what we want to do, oh, let's do the geometry to origin. So back into object mode, object, set origin to geometry. There we go. And now what we're going to do is we will duplicate that again. So Shift D, right click, move it with the do for what's it arrows. Then we'll go to a different view, like that view. And I'm not quite sure actually. Let's work out what we need to do with it. So we need to rotate that clockwise 90 degrees. So that should be fun. Let's see if we can work out how to do that. Oops. So let's go to the rotatey widgety thing. Press down on Control. Oh, I've got a cat here waiting to be fed. So I'm just going to rotate that around. I'm looking for 90 degrees at the top left. There we go, got it. Back to the arrow tool. Down here. Move it along a bit. And back into... Whoa, I'm zooming in and out there. Didn't mean to do that. Let's go into edit mode. Oh, we're still connected to the right thing. Let's just shift it all along a bit. See if I can see. There we go. That's better. So we need to move it in a bit so it goes to there, and then across a bit so it goes to there. So let's have a look at that. Yep, looks okay to me. We've still got to do the corner pieces. So I tell you what, I wouldn't mind pausing the stream. I don't know how easy that is to do. Oh, I'm going to try that. Now I'm going to go and feed my pussycat, so I'll be back in a second. Okie dokie. I fed my pussycat, so apologies for that. Well, not apologies for feeding the cat, but apologies for going AFK from home. So let's go back into that mode, because that's okay. Let's press on the number pad the / key, show the rest of the model. Now what we're looking to do is find a corner piece. I think I've got a corner piece. Oh, that's one, I think. That's a corner piece that we're after. So let's grab that. So we've actually got it on that corner, but we want to put it on this corner over here. So let's do set origin to geometry. Let's shift it and right click and drag it across. Now we need to rotate that, and we need to rotate it probably 90 degrees clockwise, I think. We'll have a go at it anyway. So click on the rotatey thing, hold down Control, click on the green bit. We're looking for 90 degrees, probably about There we go. And we can go back to our cursor keys, and we'll go back into edit mode. And where do we want to snap to on this thing? We will probably want to snap this bit here, so I've just selected that, and we'll be wanting to snap it right into the corner section there. Should be at the right height anyway. Actually, let's not do that. We know we're probably about right, so let's use this vert instead. So basically we want to line it up with the edge, and then we just want to come down. There we go. Let's done that one. And we can be super sneaky here, so what we can do is we can go into object mode. We can select this corner and this corner. Let's do object set origin to geometry. Let's do Shift D. I did a right click there. Let's tweak it down here. We now need to, if I can get into the right view, that one will do. I believe we need to rotate that 180 degrees. So we can click on our rotate tool, press down on control, whiz it around. We're looking for a straight line basically, 180 degrees. There we go, done. And we can go back to our arrowy tool thing, just tweak it over here. We know that's not going to be too far off the corner. Let's see how we're doing. We can go into edit mode on one of these. We might as well use a vertex that we know is going to be relatively close, so let's use this one here. So we've got to line it up with this point, go up. Not quite sure that that's quite in the right place. Yeah, it's not quite in the right place, so we just need to push it in a bit. There we go. And hopefully that should have done the other one as well. Yep, there we go. So we've effectively kind of positioned the lower corners and the lower faces. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my overlays, and I'm just going to check, because I know my face orientation is a bit messed up, as you can see. So what we can do is we can press A to select everything, which should have selected everything. No, it hasn't. Perfect. So let's go to object mode. Let's press A a few times. Let's do A and then into edit mode. There we go. And then A, lots of A's. So we've selected everything now. Let's go to mesh. We need to look for normals, and we need to do recalculate outside. Let's go into this. Let's go into face select mode. Let's not select anything. Right. You can see that we do have a minor problem here, in as much as on mine, ignore the thin red lines. I think they're just marked sharp, or seams. I think that's probably UV seams or something. But you can see that the window frames on the top sections are all inverted. So what we can do is we can select those. So I'm just going to hover over one of those faces and press L, and I'm going to do it for each one of these windows that we can see in this particular face. Got to be quite careful with the cursor just to make sure that you're getting them all. And then we can do mesh normals, flip. And so basically I'm just going to do the same for these other faces. I've just clicked on it to clear the last selection. So we can do L. The nice thing about L for pressing or selecting linked faces or linked verts is you don't have to press shift to click on others. It like just gets them all. So mesh, normals, flip. So same thing again, we'll go over here, do these. Just select that one to clear the last selection. L, L. You can see that we're getting a kind of repeat methodology going on here. It's kind of rinse and repeat. So mesh, normals, flip, and onto our last one here, our last face that we've got to do. Excuse me. So click to clear the last selection, press L. So we can just grab all of these and we'll flip those, and then we can save our mesh. I don't know how long I've been waffling on. I think I've probably been waffling on 20 minutes or so. Mesh, normals, flip, and just double checking again. Whoops, looks okay. Let's go back to overlay mode and take off the face orientation, and yep, I'm not unhappy with that now. So what I'm going to do is, I think for this particular session we'll call it a day. We've not got a lot more to do actually now. All we've got to do is stick a roof on it and make some doors and a canopy. So that's all good, but maybe we'll leave that for next time before you all fall asleep. So I would like to thank you for watching. Please do comment, like, subscribe. Don't forget to click on the little bell thing to, get updates and all that good stuff. And everyone take care, be safe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.